Hi guys. So today I wanted to do a short video on the different gear and stuff that I use, things that I almost always have with me whenever I'm out for a run. And the reason is, I love the idea of just going off for a run, putting some miles down, not thinking about anything except for the run, but we all need to take precautions. And so, there's just different things you need to have with you. Like, for example, me, I've got no hair on my head, and it's really, really sunny here in Central America. So one thing I always have with me is a buff. These things are amazing. Super simple. They're just a tube of fabric, but with this, I can put that on my head, and the sweat, instead of coming into my eyes, this absorbs it. So I always have a buff with me. I'm usually wearing it. And if it's for a really long run, I might have two. So anyway, buffs. Another thing that, you guys have seen me do several barefoot runs. I love running barefoot. However, I have always had a pair of sandals with me. And there's two reasons for this. Number one, just in case of an accident. I've been running barefoot since 2009, and knock on wood, I've never had a cut, but it's still possible. And the last thing you'd want to do is, if you cut your foot, is to run or walk back home with a wound down there. So that's one reason. And the second reason is, let's say you're even if you're, especially if you're starting off running barefoot, man, it feels really good for a while. You're running along, and your feet are experiencing all these new sensations and things like that. But, and it's happened to me several times, you kind of get a sensation overload, and all of a sudden the soles of your feet are on fire, and you're hypersensitive to everything. Well, that takes all the fun out of it. So when that happens, if you have a backup, like a pair of sandals or whatever you want to carry, you can just put that on and run back to the house. So it doesn't mess with your run at all, and it keeps it enjoyable for you, because that's why we do this stuff. It's fun. Now, these are 18 months old, and they've got a very soft sole. This particular model, these are Lunas. The reason I like Luna sandals, I've been using them since 2010, maybe 2011. The reason why I like them so much is just really good construction, very good design. And here lately, they've come up with this new thing here. It's called a wing, and it holds the heel strap up. So my problem in the past had been I had to wear an extra strap called a tech strap to keep this heel strap up and keep my foot secure inside the sandal. Now, with this plastic piece, it holds it up automatically. Day in, day out, when I'm walking in town or wherever I'm going, this is what I wear. I've got a couple pair of jeans and one pair of shoes, and they only get worn on Sunday at church. So other than that, it's t-shirts, shorts, sandals. But anyway, Luna's a good company. I like them a lot. Another thing, I don't ever run without water, and you need a way of carrying it. Handheld is fine. I usually use the belt carry. And there's all sorts of different makers. This one's from Nathan, and it works just great. Gives me space to put in a cell phone, which is essential. Your cell phone is your lifeline. And so, and everybody always keeps one with them. So you have to be able to carry your cell phone. Make sure you have water with you and that you're staying hydrated while you're running. You know, a heat stroke is no joke, so important. Also, if you're going on a longer run, whenever I was running ultras and I knew I was going to be out there for multiple hours, I carry a vest. And this one is an old Ultimate Direction vest. You can tell it's kind of got some worn spots on the top. I think it's like 6 years old. Anyway, this one was supposedly designed by Scott Jurek. It works great. Never had any issues with it at all. So if you have to carry more stuff, like if I'm running somewhere and I'm going to carry the gimbal, it gives me a space to put that. Whenever I was doing ultras and I had to have like spare clothes or first aid stuff, things like that, essential. So a good vest is worth the investment. And here, I absolutely love running with my dog Mal, and you guys have seen a lot of videos with her. For her, I use a leash that's attached to either my waist pack or my belt, or attach it right to the vest too. And what I did was, I just took it's probably a 7-foot long, normal, cheap little dog leash like you would find in the States. You'd find it at Walmart. And then I purchased, let me see if I get it in the light here. It's called Keyback. And what it is I got it off of Amazon for like 12 bucks. And it's a heavy duty key retractor. So the leash goes around my belt. Usually with leashes, there's a little metal clip right there. So I hook that around my belt. The clip from the key back goes through the leash, like that. And then Mal, of course, is on this end right here. And she can pull and come back, and pull and come back. And it keeps this section of the leash off the ground. So whether she's a little ways away from me or right next to me, I don't got to worry about my feet getting tripped up in a leash. That is no fun for me or her. So anyway, that's just something I made. I also, it's attached on the other end. I just put a little hole. I just burned a little bitty hole through the nylon. And there's, I've got a lot of miles on this setup right here. Oh, and one other thing I was wanting to talk to you guys about. Where we live, most dogs are behind a fence. However, there is kind of, I don't know, community dogs. They're not really strays because they're not starving or anything like that. But they just kind of get food from a lot of different families and they live on the street. 99.9 times out of 10, or 99.9 times out of 100, they're not an issue. I mean, you'll see them on videos. They'll run up and they'll bark and stuff like that. But Mal is non-reactive. She trusts me. She knows that I'm going to keep her safe. So she won't even look at them. She just keeps going straight. Well, on the occasion where these dogs want to bite and they're coming hyper aggressive, I carry this, and all it is a little shocker, little taser. And as the dog's running up to me, I hit the button and it makes that noise. From what my experience is, animals absolutely hate this noise. And I've had pit bulls charge, I've had Weimaraners, German Shepherds, and even a Great Dane just full bore coming at us. I hit that sound and they will turn 180 and head the other direction. I have one caveat with using this though. If you're running this with your dog and your dog's beside you and another dog's coming and you hit that, unless your dog is used to it, there's a possibility that they will jump away from you, either pulling you or going into traffic. So just Mal knows this, so she doesn't react to it. But it took a little bit, so just something to keep in mind, because you might be keeping your danger away from one area and have your animal run into danger in another way. So anyway, but cheap. They're like $12, light. They don't weigh anything. This one doesn't even use batteries. It just plugs in. So let's see what else. I think that's about it. But I go through all this stuff I just want to convey that, running is fun, and it's supposed to be fun, and it's supposed to be safe. And, you're exploring, and you get to, see new areas and new places, which I love doing. And I love getting to run barefoot and try different stuff out. But always, take a level of precaution with you. Stay safe out there. Have fun, because, if you don't and you get hurt, that's not fun for you. That's not fun for your family. So be responsible, stay safe, and have fun. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.